Olá a todos, bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A quem ainda não fez, peço para que cliquem nesse botão de like e subscrevam e inscrevam-se. Vamos começar. Bem, eu estava aqui na dúvida se vamos seguir com a história ou então ainda haver aqui mais missões. Professor de habilidade. Professor de habilidade aqui. Não sei. Vamos aqui ver o que é aqui. Pá, porque este jogo tem tanta coisa para ver que eu gostava de mostrar a maioria das coisas.
What? Sucker!
Easy. Nice and slow.
Hey!
Ah, pois é, está aqui um professor de habilidade, tá. Agora que apareceu ali na bússola.
Whoa!
Pai, também acho que devia investir nisso. Eu não
Ave
comprei
Maria.
habilidades nenhumas. Ave Maria. Não é com esta.
And what can I
Ainda
get
não
for
comprei
you?
habilidades e há, por exemplo, golpes de espada que também tenho que os
I'll
descobrir.
be right there.
Boticário. Onde é, quem é que me dá a missão? Ah, é
I
ela. É a
apologize.
Catherine, ok. É aqui o bar. Eu tinha ideia que era aqui. Até aqui que eu tenho já a cama, já. Vou falar com o Catherine então.
Hail Mary!
Excuse me.
All right.
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess. And I need help from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide. And one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her. See if I can find anything.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it'll be a very pretty sight. You can ask the gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
Ok. Pois vamos aqui começar a fazer umas perguntas.
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago?
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
What about your other girls? Are they all right?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
What are you gonna do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, I could give them away. And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. You'd only scare them. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, find out everything you can about Alice.
Do you think there could be something bigger behind the murder?
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that? That's the kind of thing you do when you want to send someone a message.
Yeah, é verdade.
I know everything I need.
Good. Go to that graveyard, talk to the gravedigger, and take a look at that poor girl's body. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together, and I'll be damned if we can't come up with
parece
something.
uma boa história para seguir. Vamos focar-nos nisto. O quinto mandamento. Ih, já estou cheio de quests, pois é. Portanto, tenho que desligar aqui algumas. Isto é o quê? Oh, isto ficou com cor. O quinto mandamento está azul, ok. Está ali na bolsa.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Easy,
Guards
good
arrived.
horse.
He bombarded them with all kinds of insults, which led to a brawl. He badly wounded 3 soldiers,
Ia bem.
left 2 with bruises, taunted another with the foulest insults imaginable. Take a good look at the lecherous drunk.
Está preso.
Let him be a lesson to you. Anyone who flouts the law or abandons morality will meet the same fate.
Será que dá para falar com ele? É que nas Entroski conseguimos falar com o tipo que estava no pelourinho.
Watch where you're going.
Não é? Espera, assim não dá. Assim.
Not your day, eh? What did he do?
Nothing.
Really?
Were you expecting a different answer?
How's it going? I expect that's not very comfortable on your back.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
my
Henry,
back.
for you.
I can hardly feel it anymore.
justice.
But recently some joker passed by and put a dead fish in my britches.
God sees you brute.
Devil's swan.
Excuse me.
Christ.
Não vou ajudar.
Pardon me.
Agora ele tem.
So you don't
Ele
end
fez
up
ali
here
umas
too.
piadinhas
your
más.
eyes on the
Vai
road,
ficar
you
ali um
fool.
bocadinho.
Come and take a
Nice
look.
and slow.
Quality goods here.
Can't you see where you're going?
Jugs here, big and small. Jugs for sale. Fair prices.
Pá, eu acho que agora, ao dia de hoje deste episódio, já temos apates do barbeiro e essas coisas. Agora tenho que encontrar onde é que está o barbeiro, que é, para irmos, que é uma coisa que faltava aqui. No primeiro videojogo, nós, no primeiro Kingdom Come, pedimos fazer aqui uns cortes de cabelo ao Henry.
Whoa!
Eram poucos, mas eram alguns. Eram poucos, mas eram alguns, faz bastante sentido. Porque eram poucos, mas podíamos escolher aí para aí uns 3 ou 4. Até ficava assim um estilozinho fixe. Havia uns bacanos.
Christ, pardon me.
Ok, não é aqui. Ai, isto nem é aqui. Onde é que é a igreja? É ali. Ah, pois.
Easy, easy.
Hey!
Nice and slow.
Will be the three wise men.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Oh, bolas. Vocês são quintais. Está ali à direita. Está lá.
Slow down,
Nice
you
and
idiot!
slow.
Também não parece que seja por aqui.
You nearly killed me.
Ah, está aqui uma estrada, ok.
Apparently the city
Aqui.
council is organising another collection of repairs to the fortifications.
Are they on their
Easy. Good.
Pagar a indulgência. Não sei o que é que isso faz.
Jesus Christ be praised.
E ela está ali e eu vou falar com o coveiro, que é este.
You must be the local gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do.
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
I hear there was a murder here recently. Some young girl?
True. True. She's lying in the morgue. But who the hell are you? Another Gawker?
Another? Why would anybody come to look at her?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, folk are always turning up to have a gawk. So if you ain't one of them gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no, you can't shave her. No, no thumb for a souvenir.
Well, I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
Porquê? Porque estou preocupado com a minha amiga, o que é que eu ia dizer? Esta ou esta? Enviado pelos Lords Laipa. Quero justiça. Aí, epá, não sei. Quero justiça. Não vou dizer pelos Lords de Laipa, que eles não são daqui. Este gajo vai estar-se a cagar para os Lords de Laipa. Vou dizer isto.
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only
Boa.
pray that she'll be the
Não foi a
last.
primeira.
It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No, no. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a
É
couple
algum
of similar
assassino em série, então.
cases. Lumiere said they was all killed by the same murderer.
And who is this Lumiere?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
Do you remember how many girls were
assassino em série.
killed?
Não deve ter
You
nada a ver
mean
com
you
a
don't know
investigação.
nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are squawking about it.
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
That can help you.
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the Hole in the Wall, a dodgy tavern in the Hoprink neighborhood.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle. Though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk. But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Então isto não
It's
deve ter
my
nada a ver com a
pleasure,
investigação do
especially helping
Liechtenstein.
someone from the land of the living again. Actually,
Que é isto?
wait a mo. Speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could find her?
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses. So either there or in the morgue with that poor dead girl.
Thanks again,
Deve ser que está lá
Master
dentro.
Gravedigger.
God be
Já
with you,
vimos uma
good
pessoa
sir.
ali dentro. Está aqui, ó.
Are you Barbara? I'm told you knew Alice.
Alice. Aye. She was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name? Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway. He's on a trade trip to Prague.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
He couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
I heard about that. And also about Lumiere.
Well, if you're interested, go and see him. Maybe you'll catch him sober enough to talk sense.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone. Why?
I'd like to talk to him as well.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely. But she promised him she'd never tell anyone his name.
And you never saw him?
No, never. I don't even know where she met with him.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw or heard nothing. One day she just didn't come home. And then they found her. Like this.
What do you mean, like this?
You haven't seen her yet, have you?
I haven't.
Then don't. It's a horrible thing to see. She was such a pretty girl. She had such beautiful brown hair. And it didn't even leave that untouched.
What do you mean?
Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why? None of it makes sense.
So, I'll leave you to mourn in peace now.
Bolas, parece que a massacraram mesmo. Vamos lá dar uma olhadela. Ou não dá? Ah, está a ver.
So, let's see what we have here.
Ih, é bem. Yeah.
My God! Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood.
Não tem sangue.
Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look.
Ui, este episódio vai ser fixe. Somos investigadores de crimes agora. Examinar a boca.
Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he?
Eu acho que vou fazer investigação depois nas interrogações. Vou usar a armadura para ser mais. Para me ter mais medo.
These are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her. Knife wounds would be smaller, and an axe would have made a bigger mess. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. It was something shorter and nimbler. God, that madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh. But what did he do with it all afterwards?
Pode ter guardado tudo, já.
Did he
Pode ser
really
aqueles que
keep all the
colecionam.
pieces? Nobody could be that sick, could they? Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it.
Alice!
What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy? Just some scratches and bruises, that's all.
O assassino não devia estar armado, acho que devia.
The killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they aren't by the body. He also cut off most of her hair.
Deve ter matado ela por causa da Catherine, não, duvido.
He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue. Then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Catherine.
Eu acho que é mais um assassino que... um assassino em série. Agora ver este mural. Eles às vezes metem a cara dos produtores nestes murais. Muito giro. Pô, olha só o detalhe. A umidade e tudo nas paredes, olha bem. Fantástico. Bem, vamos continuar a investigação. Vou meter a minha armadura. Posso sair já por aqui. O Lumière. O Lumière se calhar não é preciso ter medo. Deve ser este, está todo narce. E a cagar-se todo.
Oh. Christ, my head. Not so loud.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some kind of cure or potion.
Será que tenho?
This should sober him up.
Não tenho.
No, not that. Nothing like a little hair of the dog that bit you.
Vou-lhe dar mais vinho.
More booze. Christ. I'm gonna puke.
Drink up. It'll make you feel better.
Better already. Wait! What? Who... What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumière from the Rat House? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumière the Madman.
Well, you don't look crazy.
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my head that aren't real. And then I point my finger at the wrong people. I'm the biggest madman in Kuttenberg.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumière.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
She deserves justice. I simply can't let her killer run free.
You mean well. But you don't know what you're getting yourself into. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm stubborn, and I don't have any other choice. I'll get to the truth no matter what.
You think that will suffice?
If not, I'd have
Olha,
been
pronto.
dead long ago.
Estava a ver que ia dar fracasso.
Led out from a human arrow.
All right. Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid too, as were most of the other victims. What did she look like? What did he do to her?
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims
Yes,
who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls. Stanya and Zdena.
Há pessoas desaparecidas.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. The murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got out of town.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing but thievery and deceit in their eyes. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty either.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this Mole? In the hole?
Yeah. He still runs the place.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole, boozing. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. It's worth a try. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
Ok, então... Algum suspeito?
Did you have any suspects back then?
You can always find some suspect. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight. Or fainted.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act. I'd swear none of them did it.
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here. And I believe they were all murdered by the same killer. Unfortunately, we only know a little about the last 4. The most recent ones. By now, we won't learn anything about the first 2. Of the remaining 4, the first to be killed was the maidservant, Yarka. She was raised by Father Prokop from the Church of St. Peter and Paul. He should know the most about her. The next were Stanya and Zdena. Their bodies weren't found, but we assume they also became victims of the same murderer. They both hung around a tavern they called the Hole in the Wall. Stanya was an alehouse maid, and Zdena a pickpocket. And the last victim is Alice now, also a maid. What they all have in common is that they were young, beautiful, and brunette.
Ui, então se calhar a próxima pode ser a Catherine, ela encaixa nesta descrição.
Good. I know everything I need to know.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
Ora bem, então vamos investigar agora nas interrogações. Vamos com a nossa armadura para meter mais medo. Quem é o primeiro?
So, that thing with your arm, did you make up?
Not a chance. I'd sooner see hell freeze over. Go and see her then.
Look what I have for you.
Since the two of you had that quarrel, she turned her back on the whole family.
I tried to make peace.
God bless you.
But she slammed the door.
What's the world coming? 2 popes, heretics, diabolical schemes.
And he tried to persuade me to give the church money for repainting.
And? Did you give him any?
What do you think? Do I look like a ninny?
Good day. What do you need?
Well, I'm not paying for it.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
Somebody is murdering maids here. We have to put an end to it.
Yes, but those poor souls are already at God's side, and revenge never...
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing. That's a better reason, isn't it?
True enough. What do you need to know?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you?
O que é que me pode dizer sobre
What can you
ela?
tell me about her?
About Yarka? She was an ordinary girl. She served the von Groll family.
Where did you know Yorka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
Portanto, ela é a sobrinha dele.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go. It wouldn't look right.
Why don't you respect Lumiere?
That's my business. You needn't concern yourself about that. I won't tell you anything.
Come on, this is a really important matter. You can trust me.
That's just what a person I shouldn't trust would say.
Come now, Father.
Those who guard their lips preserve their lives.
Fine. Let's leave it be then. I've heard enough, Father. I'll be going.
Son, I'll give you some good
Vai dizer que
advice.
depois é louco, tá bem.
Don't listen to Lumiere.
Yeah,
That man
plot
has
twist,
gone
agora era
completely
Lumiere,
mad.
o assassino. Ai, será que era? Se calhar devia investigá-lo. Ele também pode ser suspeito, né? Ele tem que ser suspeito também. Ele é louco e não sei o que. Ele também dizia que via coisas que na realidade, se calhar ele é que é o assassino. Vamos ver.
Jesus Christ be praised. You silly doggy.
Easy, good horse.
Are you blind?
Ow! Mind where you're going. Christ, wounds. Mind where you're going.
Yellow and red. Come and buy some apples.
If I kept my prices low, I wouldn't make ends meet.
Quality goods, the finest wares.
Easy, good horse.
Ow! Are you trying to run me over, you idiot?
Take a good look at this man. A rebel against the laws of God and of...
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Go home and sleep it off. You're getting married tomorrow.
Kiss my ass. Another ride. I'm putting this nicely. Taking their time again.
What will it be?
Did Estanya work here?
Stanya? Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing is whether it's a good guest or a bad guest asking. What kind of guest are you, Henry?
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see. Do you know how to recognize a good guest?
Yeah, ele gasta dinheiro.
By the fact he spends a lot of coin?
Aye. I like talking to them kind of guests.
Ok, se queres
A
respostas,
lot.
paga.
So, what'll it be, my good man?
What if I simply paid you and you tell me what I want to know?
Ask away.
I want to know if Stanya works here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone. All I found were bloody footprints.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer. Or is it time to pay?
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink. Didn't you get that?
You're quite the extortionist.
I prefer to be called an enterprising man of trade. So, what'll it be?
I don't want to pay you any more. I think you could answer my questions directly and not always try to wheedle money out of me. That makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from finding out anything about that murder.
Nonsense. How could you think that? Come on. Ask me anything you want.
Ah, pois, já foi com este no sítio.
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the street, neither.
What was Stanya like? What can you tell me about her?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but she also had another suitor.
Ok, mais um suspeito.
Someone from the city?
No, a charcoal burner. I heard he was from somewhere in the, Verchlitz Valley. I think his name was Barton?
You bard.
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. What more can I say? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern in the evenings. But sometimes he shows up here, too.
You think he might have been the one who...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. It could be him, all right. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what, like bloody spies. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say, opportunity makes the thief.
Or in this case, a murderer. Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stanya? I mean, more intimately.
Well, I've got bad news for you. She had two close friends, but you won't get much out of either of them.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And she died. And the other one got married and moved away.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open. Most of her things were gone, but some remained. And there was blood all over the place.
Blood? Was there a lot?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were near everywhere. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that chamber.
Where can I find this Barton?
I already told you. In the Verchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. All I know is he's a charcoal burner. So if I was you, I'd look somewhere around the charcoal kilns.
That's all I need to know.
Ok. Epá, era bom era vermos o quarto dela. Mas pelos vistos não dá. Quem é que há aqui perto? Que é o Gui? O Gui é quem? Depois a tal Zedera. Se calhar o melhor é seguir estas pistas da Stanya. Deixa lá ver. Bairro do Mineiro. E é bem longe. Vou ali a Oh, bandidos.
Pay for a quick bastard. You have a kind, man. Fuck you, horse. Now you're mine, you bastard.
Whoa!
I'm just getting warmed up, you shit.
No match for us, fucker.
Hey, now, you shit. Shit and blood, you rat.
Boa, boa. Ai, não sabia que isto era possível. Ai, eu estou todo partido. Inconsciente. Eu não sabia que era possível acontecer isto ao cavalo. Fogo. Então e agora fiquei sem cavalo. Vou ter que ir a pé agora um bocado. Ai, o cavalo ficou todo partido. Não sabia que era possível o cavalo ficar inconsciente. Pelo menos não morre, ainda bem. Senão perdia montes de coisas. E agora vou ter que ir a pé, meu Deus. Ora bem, a pé... Olha, vou já em direção lá. Pois, vou já para lá. Bom, vamos procurar este tal Parte. Olha, vou logo aqui o primeiro. Fogo, cagando a pataria.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
Boa pergunta.
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
I'd sneak into your house to see if she was there, perchance.
You can forget about that, you snoop.
You asked what else I'd do.
It seems to me you've got this all figured out. Just like a real murderer. So it's time for you to go, lad. Get the hell out of here. Scram! Till we meet again.
Caraças, então. Boa. Devia ter falado do Lumir. E agora? Será que estes falam comigo? Não. Então o que é que eu tenho que fazer aqui?
Hail Mary.
Ah, isto fala comigo.
I need to ask you something.
If you're here for charcoal, you'll have to wait.
I'm not here about charcoal. I'm looking for Stanya, an alehouse maid from Kuttenberg.
Aha. And why are you looking here?
I heard she was consorting with some charcoal burner here.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Who goes with who?
Pronto, este não sabe.
I need to ask you something.
I don't have time for that. Ask the foreman. You'll find him around here somewhere.
Não, este não fala.
God grant you.
Ninguém fala comigo, se calhar o capataz foi aquilo que falou há pouco. Eu acho que essa é que eu vou ter que fazer, esperar até à noite e entrar dentro das casas. O vestido de trabalho, não era? Eu encontrei aqui um vestido. Yeah. Típico, todas neste caso são criadas. Já encontrei aqui uma pista, porque é que isto não está? Bem, mas continuamos a investigação no próximo episódio. Quem esteve desse lado, muito obrigado, espero que vocês tenham gostado. Já sabem, apoiem o canal, clicando nesse botão de like, subscrevam-se e partilhem com os vossos amigos. Até à próxima, fiquem bem.